Welcome to IITV. Good news for education freedom to celebrate. Out of New Hampshire, of all places, this is Ben DeGrow from the Education Policy Center. With me is Pam Benigno to talk about the good news.
Very good news today.
So, New Hampshire Supreme Court came down and said that their scholarship tax credit program is constitutional, which is a good news for parents and kids in that state and also for other states. But before we get into that, what is a scholarship tax credit program?
Well, thanks for asking. Actually, in Colorado, we have 5 major scholarship programs that actually give K through 12 students some money to help pay for tuition expenses at a private school. These are usually low-income children that need some help. Often they are in a school district or in neighborhood schools that aren't meeting their needs, maybe even not performing well. And so they need some help to get out and to break that cycle of poverty, certainly. So we have these organizations in our state, and when any of us donate to one of them, because they're a 501c3, we receive a tax deduction on our income tax forms. But 14 other states have passed a program where when you donate to one of these scholarship organizations, you actually get a tax credit.
That's a bigger incentive to help those kids.
Much larger incentive, and would bring in more dollars to help these kids. And at the same time, it would actually save the state some money.
Which goes a long way to persuading the people who oversee our state budget of the value of the program when they recognize the fiscal benefit. But of course, it's primarily about the children and their educational needs and opportunities. Sounds a little bit like, some people might say, a voucher, but it's different than a voucher. And what is the important differences?
Well, this is not state money. Any tax credit, and we have many of them in Colorado, including if you buy an electric car, you can receive a quite large tax credit. And that only benefits the person that has the money to buy an electric car. So it would just be a great incentive.
And here in Colorado, we have lots of empty seats in private schools and lots of families who want into them, but they don't have the financial means to get there.
Yeah, we know that we have more and many more than at least 10,000 empty seats in private schools in Colorado.
So there's an opportunity, a lot of interest here in Colorado as well to expand these kind of options. As you mentioned, 14 different states already have the program. Studies of different states have shown they save money. Parents are satisfied with these programs. They're doing great things. And one of them is the state of New Hampshire. There have been several states where lawsuits get filed to stop these tax credit programs. And generally, the lawsuits don't fare well. But the opposition had a little bit of a success for a while in New Hampshire.
Yeah, and the program went to a lower court and was allowed to go forward, but not for any of the scholarships to go to religious or parochial schools. And so only about, if I recollect correctly, about 100 kids have even been in that program. But as of today, since the higher court, the New Hampshire Supreme Court, has said that the plaintiffs didn't have standing, there was no personal injury to them, which would have provided them standing, that this program is going to go forward.
And this decision in the New Hampshire Supreme Court in some ways mirrors what the U.S. Supreme Court said about 3 years ago in a case out of Arizona for another scholarship tax credit program. These dollars never get into the state coffers. They're private funds, and as you said, no taxpayers are injured directly by the existence of a program just because it gives families more options. So that's
right. It's not state dollars. It's less revenue, but like I said, we have many state tax credits that benefit just individuals alone, and this would actually benefit children.
And as we have mentioned, there's apparently the opponents think that this is the way to go, to continue trying to sue and stop these programs. They keep losing, and I think this lesson would be instructive as well for Colorado, as Colorado considers expanding school choice here. Pam, do you have any final thoughts to share about what this good news might mean for us?
I think because we have some similar constitutional issues, that New Hampshire does. I think this is very good news, for sure. There are 2 other cases, now 3 as of today, because now there's a new case that's been filed in Florida against the second oldest program that helps thousands of children. And now the opponents of really school choice, I see it as a war on children. Now they're going down that path to try to stop the Florida program.
Florida and Alabama and Georgia are the other 2 outstanding cases. We'll be keeping an eye on those, as well as developments here in Colorado. Thank you, Pam Benigno, for this great conversation about educational freedom.
Thank you, Ben.